tuned in to the Katie Social Podcast. And today I have a special guest. I have the knowledgeable Latrice. You want to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Tell anything about yourself.
Well, I'm just turning a nice 30.
She's in the 30s club now, guys.
Right, I'm with y'all. Hey. Hey guys, I'm so excited to be here. I just want to say thank you for Courtney for having me, and let's just get into it.
Okay, so we're gonna do a quick icebreaker for the show today. And today's episode is called "It Really Takes a Village," which it definitely does. And I appreciate the village that I do have. And so, like, before we get into it, let's do this icebreaker. Okay, so you're just gonna pick which one would you rather do. So the first one is go shopping or go to the movies.
Girl, I'ma always go shopping before I see a movie. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm gonna do go shopping. I don't even know the last time I've been to the movies. When was it that I've been to the movies? I don't even know. Get a manicure or a pedicure?
I really don't like people touching my feet, so I'd rather get a manicure.
A manicure?
Yeah.
So what do you do with your feet?
I mean, I just got a pedicure.
Okay.
I will get a pedicure, but I would just rather a manicure if I had to go, you know. Right now I'm good though.
Okay. I would say I usually get a pedicure. I would like to get more manicures. Get the fancy smancy nails. I never really get to get those. So yeah, that's a little wishful thinking. So the next one is wear heels or sneakers?
I think I'm a sneakerhead.
A sneakerhead? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I feel like I used to buy all the sneakers. Now I'm like more on like the heels, but they can't be no high heels. They can't be walking around looking like a deer.
Right.
So it's kind of like we in between the age of like kitten heel and like a little bit over the kitten heel. So I can be able to dance and be able to like not be screaming at the end of the night. So, okay. So another one would be a spa day or a sleepover.
Probably I don't know, because I love a good time with my girls, but I like that spa day too. Sometimes I just need to be pampered. I'm gonna just go ahead and go with the spa day.
Spa day,
Yep.
okay. I'm going spa day too. I haven't been in. I feel like I ain't did nothing lately. I haven't done a spa day in a long time, and I really need to get one of those like ASAP. Okay.
I really want to go to like one of them luxury spas.
Yeah.
You know they got
The
one
white
like
robe?
yeah, something like that. They got, is it like upstate Virginia?
Mm-hmm. I think it's one up in like Northern Virginia.
Yeah, I think I just looked into it and I really want to go. It's like they got the works. I
want to do that, and I want to do like one of those the winery, like the vineyards, like that's up there up north.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that. Okay, so what about a new dress or a new pair of shoes?
I like a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. Especially if it's something that I've been really wanting. Especially like them dunks. Yes. I swear I can't get a dunk for nothing.
I just got some.
Oh, look at that. They're so nice. Yes. See, look, I'm jealous. Okay.
When I was younger, I was a dunk head. Like, you
Me
would catch
too.
me in a pair of dunks, a different pair of dunks every day. And you know, I'm from New York, so they always had the crazy sneakers. I love a pair of dunks. So,
and now it's like you can't barely get your hands on them because of the robots online. And it's just like, dang, I can't even.
I'm gonna send you a link that I got, and I get an alert like every day, and they tell me like when the shoe drop. And so as soon as you click the link, you'll be able to buy the shoe, and it's not like taken like right then and there. Like it's like as soon as when you check out, it's still in the fucking cart. So, so
that be making me mad because I'm over there typing in my card and I'm like, ah! And then like, unfortunately, you did not make the cut.
No, I'm gonna show it, and then like when the drops happen, like you can get it right then and there. But sometimes if you don't, it'll drop. Like at least like it'll send a link out within the next week or two, so you can still get the shoe.
Okay. Yeah, I need that. Okay, so the last one is a girls' night out or a girls' night in.
Ain't nothing like a good old girls' night out.
Right. Out on the town, being a clown.
Acting bad. Not too bad though.
Right, not too bad. But yes, I like both of them. I definitely do. I definitely like to be outside at times. Definitely this summer we'll be back outside. I was outside last summer. I feel like I gotta be outside again.
I don't think I was really outside, but I'm gonna be outside.
You gonna be outside this summer?
I'm definitely outside. I got to. I'm ready.
Right. Okay. So now let's get into the actual topic of the episode, which is it really takes a village to raise a child, raise children. Hell, raise yourself. And I just want to say, like, I just appreciative of the people that I have in my life around that support and, you know, help me out, especially me being a single mother. Like, it's really hard to, like, feel like there's people out there that can help you, you know, maybe watch the kids for a little while or just getting advice from someone. And so, like, this is why, one of the reasons why, like, as soon as I thought of this topic, I wanted to reach out to Latrice because she's definitely been there for my daughter for a long time. So I just feel like, especially because our friendship has grown so much, like, I know, like, our, you know, relationship, it started off rocky, but at the end, like, we came together as women and decided, like, let's put the kids first. Right. And then, like, over the years, it's been, like, I talked to her more than I talked to Nala's dad.
Yep.
So I feel like it's a great thing to have. Like, co-parenting doesn't have to be, oh, you're beefing and stuff like that. And I just feel like that's why I definitely appreciate you. And I just want to say thank you for being a great bonus mom for Nala. Like, she loves you, and I really do appreciate it. And I'm glad that you're here. And I'm, like I said, I'm glad that we have flourished, like, into, like, a relationship on our own to be, like, cool. I know probably Ray probably thinks it's crazy, but but he can be a hater on the sideline.
He is.
Cause I wanted, what did he say about me asking you to do this today?
Girl, you know he has eyes rolled up in the back of his head, but no, he supports it at the end of the day. Like, it might be, we might joke around or whatever, and he might roll his eyes or something like that, but he really appreciates it. Because I've heard him say a lot of times, like, damn, you speak to Courtney more than I do. Like, she be texting you before she texts me. What the hell? Like, so I'm like, I mean, sometimes you're not always the best communicator.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I like to just, I don't be that middle person, I guess, and just see your view from, you know, from your eyes and see his view from his eyes, and hopefully be able to
be in the middle.
Exactly. So, because who wants to be arguing all the time?
Right. And I'm at a place that I have too much arguing with one significant person that I'm just like, okay, look, I don't really want to argue. I just want to tell you this. And okay, that's all. Okay, bye. And I just feel like, especially like this whole teenager thing, like with us trying to work this out with Nala, it is, oh, girl. It's certain things that I would have never thought that he as a father would be like, okay, cool. Okay, I'm cool with that. Like, I'm just like, why am I the bad guy and you're supposed to be the dad? It's like, no, she can't have a boyfriend. She cannot have nobody come over. And you're like, oh, I love him. I play with him all the time. I hang out with him all the time. I'm like, you're not helping the situation. I'm trying to tell you, like, certain things. Like, I know, like, from his upbringing, his mother, his father, or, you know, stepfather would be like, you know, open. They're like, especially his mother, shout out to Miss Teresa. She's open to everybody being her child. She has like an open door. So me coming from like a background where it's like, I didn't have that luxury to be like, hey mom, or hey dad, I have a guy coming over later on. Is that okay with you? Hell no. So I just like trying to like battle the open of his upbringing, and then me having like, not to say like my parents are strict, but they were just like, no, you cannot have no boy come over. Like, that's not about to happen. And trying to like navigate, because you know kids gonna be kids, because we were once there, and you telling her or telling him you can't have a boyfriend or girlfriend, they're gonna do it anyway. So it's kind of like, okay, well, let me see how I can moderate the situation to where if they're at my house, I can see it, and if they're at your house, I can see it. I'm still kind of skeptical of her being more over his house because sometimes I don't know who's over there.
Me too.
So when she tries to tell me, you know, like we just recently had like a moment the other day because I told her like he could not come over today because I need you to respect my boundaries.
Right.
And she just like had that teenage thing. You just don't want me to be happy. And we broke up. And I'm like, y'all did not need to break up because you couldn't twist his hair today.
Yeah.
So it's like being
too much.
dramatic. So it's kind of like just trying to like navigate that with the other parent, especially like because she knows that he kind of has that like more freeness that she kind of like goes, well, I'm gonna just ask my dad, and then I had to go in behind like, so you gonna just say yes to it when I'm trying to tell her no, she don't need to have this. I'm like, she's 14.
Right. And to piggyback off of that, I always tell him when Nala calls you because she's upset with her mom, that's not your choice to go ahead and put your opinion on it. No. I was like, she's at her mom's house, so let her mom tell her what she needs to do because Courtney's not calling us at my house. Right. Telling me, you know, or telling you, hey, don't let Nala do this, don't let Nala do that. No, she's not doing that, so we shouldn't do that to her. Right. And I always tell him that, like, you need to be supporting her because if it's no, it's just fucking no. Like, and it's that I mean, I try to explain to Nala too, like, yeah, we may, you know, let him come over a little bit more, or you know, y'all, or you let y'all just do what y'all do or whatever. Because we are watching, and it's always somebody in the house, and it's like, you know, Raymond's family's mad big, so it's like either the aunt might be there, his mom might be there, or something like that. So somebody's always saying something, but that doesn't matter. And then I always tell Nala, like, girl, you see him every day at school. Like, just because your mom said you can't see him at the house, like, get over it. You're gonna see him tomorrow.
Right.
You know, it's not that serious. And so I do want to let you know, I do be telling him, like, he need to chill out. I do tell him that. I say it all the time. And I'm like, the other day, me and him kind of got into it because I had your back. And he was just like, well, she just needs to understand, like, you know, she's not doing nothing. I was not doing anything or whatever. How do you know? Right. You're not in the room with them. Right. And not to say that she is doing things because Nala is very mature. Yeah. And she is a respectful young girl. You know, but temptation happens. Right, at the end of the day. Exactly. And I know what I was doing when I was her age. And I know how I was feeling down there and stuff like that when I was her age. So it's just like, you still got to be cautious. Yeah. Like, you know, it's boundaries that needs to be set. And you need to abide by those boundaries too. So, yeah. I definitely was like, because sometimes, like, with me, like, my parenting, I feel like I don't want to say, like, I say no because I said no majority of the time, but some things I had to, like, put my foot down. If I said no, I said no. Right. But some things I explained why I feel like I did not want such and such to be over, or why I'm feeling that way. And that's good because, and people say that you shouldn't explain things to your kids. You don't have to explain things to them. Right. At the end of the day, these kids nowadays, I feel like you do. And it makes a better relationship when you do, when you are able to sit down and say, hey, this is really why I don't want this happening. And it gives them an understanding like, okay, I don't like what my mom's saying, but she kind of got a point. Right. So yeah. Yeah. So that's how I feel like, because when I said no, I left the text messages alone because she will text me all day like, why? You're growing in my life. And then, like, when she gets home, I kind of explain to her, like, this is why, because I felt like you crossed a boundary that I told you guys not to do, because I give you set rules of when he's here, because I'm not going to sit here and be like, right, and watch you guys the whole time, because I got things I have to do around the house. But if I'm catching you, or my sons are catching you doing something that looks suspicious, that's another strike. Right. And right now you're on strike 3, so that's why it's like you're gonna have to chill out on the hangouts like that, unless I gotta be sitting down there babysitting y'all. Right. So
So yeah, like just like navigating that part of like co-parenting, like just being able to, try to see where he coming from, try to see where I'm coming from. Just like when we just had like a recent thing where this situation came from, and I had to show him that video when I was like, hey, can you step outside? And I showed it to him, and I was just like, this is what my son saw. And y'all might not even been doing anything, but it's implying,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm just like, nope.
Nope.
we're gonna shut that down. We're gonna shut that down right now. So yeah, like just being appreciative about, and I probably just said that 60 million times, but just having you guys like being supportive, and like I love that my kids or my sons can like go to Ray for advice, or interact with you guys,
right.
and your kids they interact with me. So I just like that it's like really a blended family. And I know probably people are like, what? That's gotta be the weird to say. Especially the funniest thing was for my birthday, when we was all out. And I know Raymond probably was like, these crazy B words.
We had a good time.
Right.
Fuck what he had to say. We had a damn good time. I enjoyed myself, for real.
And it's just like being able to like, everything doesn't have to be about the kids, and like sometimes just hanging out with that person, like, and it wasn't like an intentional thing. Like you guys were there, and then we just clicked up, and this was like, look, let's have a good time. And like when I have events or like parties, I invite you. You come by, you have a good time. And majority of the time, I'm inviting you before I invite Ray. So, so I know he probably like, okay, what is she doing? What is she doing?
He said he's not. I'll tell him to come. I said, oh, Courtney invited me to this. I said, you coming? He was like, no. He said, I'm not hanging out with the both of y'all. I said, ain't nothing wrong with it. Shit.
Right. Because it's like there's no feeling
time.
Right. Having a good old time, being nosy. So yeah, I think what was we talking about before we hit record? I was talking about the mental health. Like, I was telling the truth that basically, like, I'm still in the newness of my podcast. So just trying to get a feel of, like, what I want to talk about, and, like, what's been mostly speaking to me majority of the time now has been about mental health, and just getting better at, like, improving, like, myself, and just kind of, like, whatever I learned, I like to share it with others. Right. And because, like, the mental health thing has really been, like, a forefront on my brain, because I've had that in like other episodes. Like I've had this like season where I did not like myself. I didn't like what was going on with me, and I was just like, how can I get out of that? Like I need to be back more positive. And like on the outside, like I've said before, like I could still be, a great friend, a great, to other people, but like on the inside, I wasn't as happy as I used to be because of things that were happening to me in my life that were like traumatizing. But I feel like I didn't even have enough time to sit in those traumas to be like, wow, this happened to me. And I feel like I've been so shut off with, and I don't know if it's because of like ever since like my mom passed away, and I know that we shared something in the same thing with that as well, that you shut off those feelings of like being so emotional. Mm-hmm. It's like you put it in like a vault in your heart. So like when it's something traumatic, I just feel like I just put it up. I don't have time to deal with it, and I've been feeling like I've been needing to deal with it, because especially like me having like recently having domestic abuse, and that can be in the form of physical, emotional, financial, mental, all of those things, but then still having to like deal with that person because you're trying to put your feelings aside so that your children can be able to be around that other person. So like not sitting in that has been making me feel like not myself. And like I know she was just telling me that you've been feeling like you've been wanting to like push and advance and have some growth in yourself.
Exactly. And I think that a part of mental health, like the the way I deal with mental health, because it is very real, very much so real. Like every day, like I feel like honestly my mind never stops going. It never stops racing, it never stops thinking. And so me personally, I've been also and it makes you a better person when you get the help that you need. It makes you a better person, it makes you a better mom, it makes you a better friend, it makes you a better daughter, it makes you a better everything in life when you get help that you need when you're dealing with something. Me personally, to help with my mental health, I just got a counselor. I just started therapy with a black lady at that. Ooh. Yes, I had to find me a black one. Get y'all a black lady, okay? For real, because not trying to be funny, but other races they can't always relate to the things that you deal with, from trauma, from childhood, just anything like that. So get you somebody with the same lifestyle who can relate. How about that? Yeah. So, and also another thing that's been helping me is taking this walk with God. Like I've been very spiritual lately. Just doing, like I go to church a lot lately. I've been reading my word. I've been into my Bible, and that really does it for me. I don't know about nobody else, but the word of God is everything for me. And so I just try to live by his word. I try to just be in the word, and I just try to have faith and know that, even though I've been through certain things and still dealing with certain things, me just having faith in God, knowing that he's going to work it all out at the end of the day.
Right. So
that's just really what I hold on to, because who the hell want to be stressed out all the time?
Right.
Who the fuck want to be stressed out all the time? Not me. Like, for real, when I'm stressed, I get headaches. Like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to deal with my kids. Like, I don't really want to, I'm yelling more than I need to. It's just like, get the fuck out of here. Like, leave me alone for a second. And it's just like, come on now. Like, I'm mad. Like, let me calm. So now I step away. I calm down. I do what I got to do. And then I come back. And then I'm able to, deal with them a little bit better. So you definitely got to work on you.
Yes, because I like what you were just saying. Like I've been lately feeling so frustrated with them, or referring to having the kids and trying to figure out why am I'm projecting it all on them and yelling, snapping, don't want to be bothered,
right.
Shut down. I'm overstimulated. When I get overstimulated, I'm like, I close up everything and I'll go to sleep.
Right.
And I don't want to just sleep my life away because I was never doing it. And I don't know if it's just been like I said, my dad said, this just is one of your trying seasons right now. And all you got to do is put your, your best foot forward and try to move through it, push through it. Don't let it overcome you. And I just been feeling that way, especially with my mental health. And then the whole, mother, just having to run stuff. Sometimes I don't want to run nothing.
Right.
It's so hard. You just want to cause it's hard for you to try to focus on your mental health when you have other people that you have to run a whole household, make sure they're good, make sure their mental health is good. And like I said before, I've been I'm still searching for my therapist, but my son's therapist, I believe she's Latino or she's a woman of color, and I really love her for him. But like I said, the last episode, we're about to finish up, I guess, because she's saying that she's seeing more growth in me as a parent of recognizing okay, I need to step back. Let's not yell, let's not fight, because it's not going to make anything better, because them yelling, I'm yelling, we're just all in here being chaotic, and it's not doing anything. So I kind of just try to take a step back, like you said, get myself together, and then come back to the room or where we're at, and okay, I think I'm here. But it's hard to be able to do that, because if it was just me being as an individual, no kids, I could literally soak in my stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I could just be I don't want to do nothing today. But because I have other people depending on me, I can't just soak in those feelings that I want to soak in. And that's why I feel like I haven't overcame those traumas that I've been. And I feel like I try to like dance on certain things because I don't want to, you know, hit anybody's like, oh, it's directed to them or anything like that. But like, just to be honest, like having to deal with the domestic situation and even a slight sexual assault, like those things have recently happened to me, and I feel like I've blocked them and put them into like this vault of mine where it's like I don't even have time to like soak in them or try to figure like, am I okay about those situations? And I really haven't even had time to be in it like I want to.
Right.
So it's kind of like a dang. Sometimes I envy having others that have to rely on me, because like I can't have those days where it's okay, I need to feel this so that I can move on from it, because then I keep getting triggered from it every time something happens.
And the only way to heal is to deal.
Right.
Yeah, for real. You gotta deal with it. Like, you gotta deal with it. Because if you just keep pushing it down and crushing it down and suppressing it, it's like you just don't know what you're gonna turn into or what type of person that's gonna turn you into. Like, so you want to deal with, you know, whatever traumas or whatever issues or whatever problems that you may be having. Because, and that's what I'm learning. I'm not speaking like on you, telling you to deal with your things, but I'm just saying like in general, in general, like, you know, us as women, us as humans just need to deal with our things. And a lot of times we don't want to, like, you know, and I feel like we act like,
wow, great.
How can I put it? We act like things are not bothering us when they are, or we act like, you know, like say somebody has a problem, whatever, and you trying to tell them like what their problem is, and they want to act like they don't know they got a problem. Like, stop, you know. But the only way for us to help each other is if you actually take a look at the issue that I'm telling you about, and then that's how we'll be better. So, you know, and that's in relationships, boy, girlfriend, you know, sister, brother, mom, dad, whoever. So, yeah, we just gotta, in order to heal, you gotta deal.
Yes. Tag that quote from her. I just feel like, yeah, because when I think about it, like, because like I was saying that my son's therapist, she basically said, well, what brought you to this, you know, to this like moment of like, okay, I need change, or I need to figure out something, because like I've been having her for like 2 years maybe now or so, and then we had a previous therapist, but this therapist now, his current one, like we've really like delved in it. So just kind of like, I just kind of said, well, I know you've been telling me, hey, they need a routine. Hey, they need a routine, so that you can have some time for yourself to be able to like do things that you need to do. And I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. And then I never do it. And so just kind of like putting that to where I feel like I just lost my train of thought. But basically, sometimes hitting that rock bottom or like facing that problem, so that you can like, okay, let's kind of like deal with it, and then like let's move forward from it. And like I feel like with that, like the whole, you know, it really takes a village type thing. Like I really would love for the relationship with my son's father, for us to like talk about whatever the issue is, and then once that's done, let's move forward and be present for our sons, because right now all we're doing is I'm telling you what I'm resenting, and you're telling me what you're resenting, but we're not trying to be better co-parents in a situation when it's really hard to be a co-parent when the other parent does not want to be a co-parent.
Right.
It's so hard, especially it's because it's like, you would think that if it's like fresh, new, okay, like maybe you still need to heal from it. But when it's like years past and you're like,
come on now,
how are we still in the same spot and not even making the situation better for our sons, or that's just in general for anybody? Like, co-parenting should be at a point where you guys should be able to have a great schedule, have a routine. And we just kind of like recently realized that them going to their dad's house maybe once a month or every other month, and then like trying to get them on a every other weekend, they're like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
And now they're at a point where they're kind of like, why do I gotta go to his house?
Right. Again.
Right. And so it's kind of like, I want it to be where you're excited to go, you know, hang out with your dad, or excited to go with your father's family and stuff like that. Not where you're sitting here like, I'm normally used to just seeing him once a month or something like that. Why am I seeing him 2 times a month? When you should see that person more than that. But the fact that they're like resenting it now, it's kind of like, okay, I think it's time for you to start facing and holding yourself accountable to where you need to be more present so that they will want to come with you or want to hang out with you. But you know, like, just like co-parenting can just be really a struggle, especially if one parent is ready to co-parent. Like, let's get that, like, because like the same thing with, you know, you and Raymond, like, I'm cool, y'all cool, we gonna be cool together because we already know like what it is for the kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, I feel like that moment really happened when Nala was like 4, I think, when I went to Richmond, and that was at that time when Nala was living with you guys mostly before, because when I was moving to Richmond, I had to, you know, find us an apartment, you know, get ready for school, and that was the moment where like it was like, okay, I have to trust another person to be with my daughter all the time. And this was before, you know, pre-boys.
Right.
That sounds so like historical. But just like realizing like, okay, having that conversation with you and kind of like saying, look, okay, I know you're gonna be there, I know you're gonna, you know, take care of her, be good with her, and I feel like that's when like our relationship flourished or whatever, because we had that talk. And it was like, there was no beef, no ill will. It was like, look, because if I'm going to have ill will to somebody that's going to have my child majority of the time, like, that's probably not going to be the best thing to do.
Right.
Because they, even though not talking about you in general, but just saying, like, you have a beef with somebody and then they with your child, like, something could happen. Even if they might not even do nothing, but at the same time, that could be a possibility. But I had to start thinking of things that I can't control. So let me just be on board with those things that I can. Okay, you're gonna have her majority of the time right now, so I gotta respect you. Hopefully you respect me, and that's how we like grew our friendship.
Right. And
that was a long time ago. It was like over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So just like sometimes co-parenting takes a while, and sometimes I'm just praying that this does not take that long. I really, if we could, I would do a for the love of the such and such and get him a girl so that maybe she could be a great influence in his life. And I don't know if he's gonna listen to this, so he's probably gonna hate me, but I really want to, like, if he had a girlfriend, I feel like he would have more of a mindset of, I'm gonna get my kids.
Yeah.
I'm at least show out a little bit. Let me get my kids so she can see that I actually.
And if she a good one, then she
Right.
definitely gonna push him. Like, why you don't got your kids?
Right.
It's the weekend. Why we don't got the boys?
Right.
Let's go to Busch Gardens. What are you doing?
Right.
Let's go out to eat. What are you doing? Because I'm that type of female. I'm like, you got kids. Where they at?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
where they at?
Exactly. So like when I'm dating, like if I'm dating a guy and I barely hear him talk about, oh, I got my kid this weekend, or I got my kid right now, or oh, I'm about to do this with my kid, then I can't talk to you, because that's some weird vibes. If you don't even fuck with your own children,
Right.
how can you fuck with me? I just don't understand that. I don't see that as a good character. That's a bad character flaw, okay? If your kids are
Like,
never
that's
with
backwards.
you, and then there are women out there that don't care, and I feel like that's so sad. Now, you guys might hear Roman in the background, but I do apologize. We're moms over here, so we're recording while the kids are here. But just, what was I just saying? Oh, about dating a guy, or like just being a woman that, you know, it's weird to me to see like if a woman doesn't want, not to say like you gotta meet their kids or
right.
and stuff like that, but like if you're dating somebody and you're not questioning why they're not near, like if their time is mostly with you, then I feel like that's an issue to me. Like, because for one, you're dating somebody that you know that you're not going to be like the first priority. So like if you want to be first priority, I highly suggest not dating a single dad, or and vice versa. Like if you want to be put first for a single mother, you might not want to date a single mother because you want that me time.
Right.
So if you can't understand that, like I just feel like it's really weird. And like I don't want to be that, like when I'm dating, I don't want to be like, hey, where your kids at? Hey, where your kids at? But like if you don't casually break it up, like, oh yeah, this weekend I might not be able to do anything because I have my son or my daughter and blah blah blah. Okay, cool. I'm not even gonna sweat it because that's what you need to be doing.
Right. Let's just say the math got to be math.
Right.
Okay.
Because what if hypothetically you get knocked up by that same person?
Oh, no. Hell no.
And then you thinking you that, oh, he gonna be there for my kids. No.
At all.
If he don't care about the ones that he already got walking across this daggone earth, I'm gonna bring it to you. You in for a very rough road, okay? A rough road of stress.
Sad, okay?
Sad. But yeah, so just like the whole, and I don't know, like, it's just been like this thing that's just been, like, I've been trying to like, okay, somebody's speaking to me in my brain to like, okay, Courtney, figure out what you need to do to get yourself to where you need to be at, because you're not where you want to be at, and how do you go about those things? How do you accomplish those things? Let's put these systems in place so that you can achieve those goals, and like mental health goals, self-care goals, self-love, like self-reflection and like awareness and all of those things, like just trying to be in tune with myself. It's really been on my forefront, and I don't know if it's because I just been on this downtime of like trying to take all the distractions out of my like forefront, like not really dating, kind of been to myself, been at home trying to, get projects done. The podcast has been very important to me, and trying to like change up like how my household is, like trying to get the kids off the screen times and find the activities for us to like do around the house, just to, I feel like I've just been working on the within, loving myself.
That's so good.
I feel like that's what's been happening. I feel like certain people, certain things have had to like come in my life and like go out of my life, and that's okay. And sometimes that person can be that one that be like, look, this is not for me, or whatever the case may be. And that's just God just telling you, like, let's push that person aside. He or she had their season. Let's move on from it. And sometimes, just to be real, like if they weren't the person to say, hey, this is not working for me, I might still be in there trying to figure out what I need to do better, what I need to do this, or like why don't you want to talk to me and stuff like that. Like I shouldn't have to be changing myself to like be, loved or liked by somebody that I'm thinking that I like. And when I look at it, and after being like in this place where it's like not really talking to anybody, like not being on the phone and all that, like, did I really like that person? Or did I like the illusion?
Yeah.
Because I'm such a creative person in the brain, I'm just like, oh, this could be you. This is where I be messing up.
Making up things.
Right. I kind of like him.
Right.
And then
don't even know him for real.
Right.
Like,
it's like, yeah, Courtney, you kind of, not to say waste your time, but you kind of waste your time. But it's okay, because you're just learning from the lessons that and I'm learning like how to set those boundaries with people, like not give you, because I'm a person where it's like, I can give you another chance. Like I might tell you like, hey, I didn't like that, so like next time let's not do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be that girl to be doing that anymore. I want it to be kind of like, okay, you messed up. Okay, we're just gonna like let that one go. Let that one go. Just move on. Try to like be hard on my boundaries because I don't think I had boundaries for the people, the people that I had involved in my life. So like that's what I've really been working on, and like
that's
just trying to. Yeah, so just trying to have like the village that I need, the people that I need, and not just only referring to like my children, but they are a very like for them to not have like another parent in the home, like for them to have a village, I feel like it's so important for them because like for example, like Karan's Coach Mike, what's up, shout out to him. I shout out everybody. But definitely like taking him under his wing